Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you an interesting matchup between two of our Shawnee Mission high schools as the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars, coached by Vonda Morris, take on the Shawnee Mission West Vikings, coached by Logan Swafford. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. First from Northwest.
Hi, I'm Eugene. I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm a senior.
Justin, senior.
Hi, I'm Victor. I'm a senior.
I'm Jack. I'm a senior.
And our contestants from West.
I'm Evan. I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Evan. I'm a senior.
My name is Ben, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Aiden, and I'm a senior.
I'm Jonathan. I'm a senior.
All right, here on Categories in the first round, we are going to take turns answering questions from certain categories. If a team responds correctly, they earn a point for their squad. If they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. We did a coin toss before we started recording. It was won by the Cougars. So Shawnee Mission Northwest, here is the first category, and it's government and economics. What two entities do we pledge loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? Catherine?
The flag and the republic.
Flag and the Republic, very good. Back over to you, Vikings. U.S. history. What was the nickname for the refugees of the Dust Bowl who migrated? Jonathan?
Okies.
Okies. Back over to you, Cougars. Fine arts, music. The 1940s saw the heyday of the big bands. What instrument did the following band leader play? Benny Goodman. Eugene?
Piano.
Was not the piano. Vikings, chance to steal this fine arts and music category. The 1940s saw the heyday of the big bands. What instrument did the following band leader play? Benny Goodman. Evan?
Trumpet.
He played the clarinet. Vikings, we are still staying with you. Current events is the category. Name the New Jersey senator who recently dropped out of the race for the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination. Evan M.
Cory Booker.
Cory Booker, very good. Back over to you, Cougars. Sports and games is the category. In which athletic event did Bruce Jenner win the gold medal in the 1976 Summer Olympics? Justin?
Decathlon.
Decathlon, yes. Back over to you, Vikings. General knowledge. Is the mizzen mast on a ship closer to the bow, the stern, or midship? Evan?
Midship.
Sorry, I cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal this general knowledge category. Is the mizzen mast on a ship closer to the bow, the stern, or a midship? Eugene?
Stern.
It is the stern. Northwest, staying with you. Mathematics is the category. Find the area of a rhombus with diagonal lengths of 7 and 12. Time. West, chance to steal this mathematics question. Find the area of a rhombus with diagonal lengths of 7 and 12. Ben?
42.
It is 42. 1/2 of the diagonals times each other. Vikings, staying with you. Sports and games is the category. Who is the only coach to win both a Super Bowl and a Rose Bowl? Time. Northwest, chance to steal this sports and games category. Who is the only coach to win both a Super Bowl and a Rose Bowl? Victor?
Bill Belichick.
Not Bill Belichick. Dick Vermeil. Cougars, we are staying with you. General knowledge is the category. What's the difference between a rug and a carpet? Catherine?
Carpet is like attached to the floor and rugs are on top of the floor.
Very good. Vikings, Government and terminology is the category. What term describes the statement of party principles and beliefs on governmental issues during an election year?
Party platform.
It is a platform. Very good, Evan. Cougars, go back over to you. Current events is the category. In which country did an estimated 250 million people go on strike to protest what they say are anti-worker policies of their government? Eugene?
Bangladesh.
It's not Bangladesh. Vikings, chance to steal this current events category. In which country did an estimated 250 million people go on strike to protest what they say? Evan?
India.
It is India. Vikings, staying with you, mathematics is the category. The radii of two spheres are in the ratio of 3 to 5. What is the ratio of their volumes? Ben?
27 to 125.
Very good. Back over to you, Northwest, U.S. history. How many states were there in the Confederacy? Jack?
7.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Vikings, chance to steal this U.S. history question. How many states were there in the Confederacy? Ben?
9.
11. Vikings, we are staying with you. Music terminology is the next category. What do we call the technique of transforming a theme by harmonic, melodic, or rhythmic changes, or by a combination of such changes? Ben?
Transposing.
Cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal this music terminology category. What do we call the technique of transforming a theme by harmonic, melodic, or rhythmic changes, or by a combination of such changes? Justin?
Arrangement.
Not an arrangement, it's a variation. Northwest, we are staying with you with vocabulary. What device measures a distance walked? Catherine?
Pedometer?
A pedometer. Back over to you, Vikings. Science. On average, how many pints of blood are there in the human body? Ben?
5.
Cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal this science category. On average, how many pints of blood is there in the human body? Eugene?
18.
Cannot accept that either. Any answer from 9 to 12? 9 to 12. Cougars, we are staying with you. Literature is the category. Identify this famous literary mister. He was the workhouse boss in Oliver Twist. Time. Back over to you, West. Chance to steal this literature category. Identify this famous literary mister. He was the workhouse boss in Oliver Twist. Evan M.
Mr. Banks.
Not Mr. Banks. Mr. Bumble. Mr. Bumble. Vikings, staying with you. World geography, specifically flags. The flag of what African country has 11 red and white stripes standing for the designers of its Declaration of Independence? Jonathan?
Liberia.
It is Liberia. Cougars, coming back to you with geology. In 1980, a precedent-setting decision by the Interior Department barred what kind of mining within scenic view of Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah? Catherine?
Strip mining?
Strip mining. Back over to you, West. Literature is the category. Virgil ascribes its eruption to the relentlessness of... Jonathan?
Vesuvius.
I cannot accept Vesuvius. Northwest, chance to steal this literature category. Virgil describes its eruption to the restlessness of the giant Enceladus, who was buried under the mountain. Name this famous volcano. Etna, Mount Etna. Cougars, we are staying with you. Geography is the category. It lies between Alberta and Manitoba. It has the most farmland of any of the Canadian provinces. What is the name of this province? Catherine?
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan, very good. Come on back over to you, Vikings. Vocabulary. Give me the word for the study of family descent or pedigree. Ben?
Genealogy.
Genealogy. Back over to you, Cougars. Shakespeare. What Shakespearean character utters, "Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night." Catherine?
Titania.
Cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this Shakespearean literature category. What Shakespearean character utters? Ben?
Romeo.
It is Romeo. Vikings, staying with you. Government and economics is the category. A union of partially self-governing states or regions operating under a central government is a what? Jonathan?
Republic.
Cannot accept republic. Cougars, chance to steal this government and economics question. A union of partially self-governing states or regions operating, Eugene?
A confederation.
Not a confederation, it's just a federation. Cougars, we are staying with you with history. The introduction of what small mammal into New South Wales threatened to crowd out even the settlers because of the destruction of vegetation. Catherine?
Rabbit.
It is rabbits. West, back over to you. Science, biology. The ratio of what and potassium ions in the body is vital to the proper transmission of nerve impulses. Time. Cougars trying to get a chance to steal this biology category. The ratio of what and potassium ions in the body is vital to the proper transmission of nerve impulses. Catherine?
Calcium ions.
Sodium. Looking for sodium. Cougars, we are staying with you. U.S. geography is the category. Name this large city from its description. It's in southwestern Ohio on the Ohio River. Jack?
Cleveland.
It's not Cleveland. Vikings, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. Name this large city from its description. In southwestern Ohio on the Ohio River. Jonathan?
Cincinnati.
It is Cincinnati. Fine arts and dance is your category, West. Beethoven transformed it into the symphonic scherzo. Mozart made it into the third movement in his symphonies. Name this ancient French dance that became popular at the royal court. Evan?
Waltz.
It's not the waltz. Northwest, chance to steal this fine arts and dance category. Beethoven transformed it into the symphonic scherzo. Mozart made it the third movement in his symphonies. Name this ancient French dance that became popular at the royal court. Victor?
Ballet.
No, it's not ballet. It's minuet. Minuet. That tone does denote the end of our first half when we have a highly contested game here with Shawnee Mission Northwest 8 and Shawnee Mission West 10. As we head into our halftime, we are going to receive a campus update from each team. And it looks like, Catherine, you're giving us the update for the Cougars. So what is happening at Northwest?
Our Sweetheart Dance is coming up. Our LGBTQ plus team resumed meetings, and they're planning an event to educate parents in the community on the experiences of LGBTQ plus youth, and that's on March 25th. Conditioning for our spring sports has started, and our girls bowling team placed first at their last tournament.
All right. Lots of great stuff happening there. All right, and Shawnee Mission West, looks like Evan M., you are giving us the update for the Vikings. What's happening over off of Antioch?
Well, much like other schools, our winter sports are starting off, and our bowling team and basketball teams, men and women's, have been both working hard at games and meets. And then our NHS and DECA are organizing an event right now for Unplugged. And then our debate team has some members going down to state in a category zone. Dane Worthington, our president, is currently down there, and we're wishing him and the other debaters the best of luck.
Good stuff. All right, great things happening at both schools. All right, as we head into our second round, which is our lightning round, questions are going to be placed on the floor for either team to answer. Just as in the first round, if a team answers correctly, they earn a point. If not, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. As tradition here on Categories, we will start off with our look and listen question, which is worth 2 points. We will display it here on a monitor in the studio, as well as on the screen for those playing and watching at home. So here we go, both teams, hands on buzzers. Here is our look and listen question. Give the nautical nickname for this vehicle. Jonathan?
Schooner.
We will take that, yes. Because that is the nautical nickname. Very good. All right, here we go. Both teams. Next category is language, specifically Latin. There have been many great conquerors in the world, but who or what is the conqueror in the Latin phrase omnia vincit amor? Ben?
Love.
Love. Love conquers all. Very good. World history for both teams. He was known as Emperor Maximilian, and he ruled from 1864 to 1867. He was placed on the throne by Napoleon III. Where? Jack.
France.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. Vikings chance to steal this world history question. He was known as Emperor Maximilian, and he ruled from 1864 to 1867. He was placed on the throne by Napoleon III. Where? Jonathan?
Prussia.
Not Prussia. Mexico. Mexico. U.S. history this time for both teams. In 1901, the United States and Great Britain signed the Hay-Pauncefote Treaty, which allowed the building of what? Ben?
Embassies.
Not embassies. Northwest, chance to steal this U.S. history question. In 1901, the United States and Great Britain signed the Hay-Pauncefote Treaty, which allowed the building of what? The Panama Canal. Panama Canal. General knowledge for both teams. What is it inside a kernel of corn that makes it pop? Evan?
Moisture.
Moisture, yes. U.S. geography for both teams. Name any two of the three largest cities in Iowa. Jonathan?
Des Moines and Ames.
Cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. Name any two of the three largest cities in Iowa. Victor?
Des Moines and Cedar Rapids.
Those are two. Yep, the third would be Davenport. All right, at this time in our second round, we are at our team theme huddle. And our team theme huddle, the captain must be the one to ring in and give the answers to both questions. Both questions must be correct in order for the team to earn 2 points. So the category is video games. Number one, decode the acronym, sometimes called MORPIGs, but MMORPG. 2, name the alterations, or give the name of alterations by fans of video games that change some of the aspects, such as how it looks or behaves.
The first one is
Go ahead.
massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Okay.
And then the second one is a mod.
It's a mod or a modification. Very good. Yep, both are correct.
That's what you tell us to do, but you got it right, so it's fine. So
Okay.
just
All right, so the next category for both teams is geography. Name the only country in Africa that is completely surrounded by another country. Catherine.
Swaziland.
It's not Swaziland. Vikings, chance to steal this geography question. Name the only country in Africa that is completely surrounded. Ben?
Lesotho.
Lesotho. Science for both teams. Under 2.2 kelvins, the viscosity of liquid helium decreases by a factor of 1,000,000, and it becomes what strange kind of liquid? Ben?
A superfluid.
It becomes a superfluid, yes. Mathematics for both teams. If the square of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is 100 inches, what is the perimeter of the triangle? It is 24 inches. Sports history for both teams. That would have been one to have scratch paper too, wouldn't it? All right, sports history for both teams. Still used today. What great golf course's history dates back to Mary, Queen of Scots in the 16th century? It is St. Andrews. St. Andrews. Science, astronomy for both teams. The 4 largest moons of Jupiter are called Galilean satellites because they were discovered by the Italian astronomer Galileo in 1510. Name one of the 4. Ben.
Io.
Io. Yep. Europa, Callisto, and Ganymede are the others. Agriculture for both teams. BGH is injected into cows to increase milk production. What do these letters stand for? Victor?
Body growth hormones?
Can you repeat that, please?
Body growth hormones?
Cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this agriculture question. BGH is injected into cows to increase milk production. What do these letters stand for? Jonathan?
Bovine growth hormones.
It is bovine growth hormone, yes. Both teams, government and economics. Which of the following is the term for a judge that hears preliminary evidence, issues warrants, and makes decisions regarding bail for defendants waiting to go to trial? Is it a preliminary judge, a magistrate, an executive judge, or an administrative judge? Evan?
Magistrate.
It is a magistrate. Geography for both teams. Mount Washington, Mount Adams, Mount Monroe, Mount Jefferson, Mount Pierce, and Mount Jackson are named after presidents. They are located in what subrange of the Upper Appalachians? They're in the White Mountains. Fine arts, artists is the category for both teams. What artist wrapped Berlin's Reichstag building in fabric as an expression of his art in 1995? Was it Crisco, Cisco, Cristal, or Christo? Eugene?
Crisco.
It is Christo. Language, another multiple choice question. If a statement is true, so is its converse, contrapositive, inverse, or negation. Catherine?
Negation.
Good time?
Yeah.
West, you do have a chance to steal this language question. If a statement is true, so is its converse, contrapositive, inverse, or negation. Evan?
Contrapositive.
The contrapositive is also true. World history. What type of cells were lacking in the blood supply of many of the Romanovs? Evan M.
White.
Cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal this world history question. What type of cells were lacking in the blood supply of many of the Romanovs? Catherine?
Red.
No, I'm sorry.
Yes.
They're missing platelets. Hemophiliacs. Literature for both teams. Name the book that got Hemingway his Nobel Prize. Evan M.
Catcher in the Rye.
I'm sorry, they cannot accept that. Cougars, chance to steal this literature question. Name the book that got Hemingway his Nobel Prize. Catherine?
Farewell to Arms.
Old Man in the Sea. Old Man in the Sea. General knowledge for both teams. Before the entire world was explored, there was a phrase used to describe major bodies of water. What was this phrase? Jonathan?
7 Seas.
The 7 Seas. U.S. history for both teams. He was not allowed to work on the Manhattan Project because the Federal Office of Scientific Research and Development considered him a security risk simply. Oh, Eugene.
Einstein.
Einstein, yep, simply because he was born in Germany. Film, actors is the next category for both teams. When this veteran actor finally won Best Actor Oscar in 1970 for his role as a one-eyed sheriff, he told the Academy Awards audience, "I should have put on that eye patch years ago." Who was he? Evan M.
John Wayne.
It is John Wayne. Vocabulary for both teams. Multiple choice. Pick out the antonym of plethora. Is it cornucopia, weakness, dearth, money? Catherine.
Dearth.
It is dearth. U.S. geography for both teams. A person sailing in Lake Michigan could land in any of 4 states. Name all 4. Jonathan?
Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana.
Those are the 4. History, government for both teams. Who was the writer of the following source for the U.S. Constitution, called the Social Contract? Evan.
Montesquieu.
It's not Montesquieu. Northwest, chance to steal this U.S. government question. Who was the writer of the following? Justin?
John Locke.
Not John Locke. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Science, chemistry for both teams. The relative degree of alkalinity is indicated between pH 7 to what? Eugene?
13.
Cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this science and chemistry. Ben?
14.
14. Mathematics for both teams. Between 20 and 40. How many numbers are multiples of 3? Ben?
6.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Cougars, chance to steal this mathematics question. Between 20 and 40, how many numbers are multiples of 3? Eugene?
7.
7. U.S. history for both teams. By what name was a special session of Congress called by Franklin D. Roosevelt from March 9th to June 16th in 1933 known? It was known as the 100 Days. Oh. All right, we didn't have enough time to start the next question, so we will end our contest there with a final score of Shawnee Mission Northwest 13 to Shawnee Mission West 26. Please join us again next time here on Categories as we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.